Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy soon-to-be New Year. I'm just glad that everybody is here. Oh, wait, that would be a cool thing to have. I don't think we have a bell. Donna's got bells. You are actually here with bells on. There we go. I don't know where the expression came from.
Class, please come to attention.
Class. Class. Sister Mary Oliphant has the platform. There we go. Look at that. If you're going to sit out there and have fun, we're going to end this service right now. I'm going to turn this service around and take us all back. So anyway, welcome. I'm Scott. I'm going to be your host for the next couple of minutes. What? We will start out by acknowledging the lands on which the center is located. The Eureka Center for Spiritual Living acknowledges the land on which we gather is the ancient territory of the Wiyot peoples. This territory extends to the communities throughout most of Humboldt County, and we honor the Wiyot peoples today. And on screen, we are going to have an affirmation, and together we will all say the first part of the affirmation. Incidentally, welcome Zoomers, and if anybody new came by, welcome. You're welcome to our family. We will all say the part on the top, and then you will turn to somebody and say the bottom line directly with enthusiasms, and with love. So together we say, we are a welcoming community where the vibration of love lifts us, the wisdom of the ages inspires us, and the science of mind teaching empowers us. Turn to somebody and say, I honor the path that brought you here this morning. We're going to throw up on the screen. Well, we're not going to throw up on the screen. We're going to put up, that'll be after New Year's Eve. We're going to put up on the screen this week, the schedule for this week. You can see it's very full. But while you are memorizing what is on the screen, Brian, would you come up and make a quick announcement for us?
Love that sweater.
Oh, hello. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. So starting from today, before 5 minutes before service, we'll be locking the door to the annex portion on the side. So anyone who arrives late will be required to come in the front door because of security and safety concerns. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a look at what's coming up. First of all, tomorrow, Christmas dinner with the Rev. And there's a sign up at the side table if you would like to be here at 1 o'clock tomorrow, or probably a little bit before, to have Christmas dinner, late lunch, whatever, with Angelica and the crew. The lovely and talented James is now holding the sign for you. Go by and please sign up. For the book circle, there is a new book that will be starting, and it's called Soul Boom. And I was kind of surprised, I haven't read it, but the author is he's the actor, who was, what was the other movie we just saw him in? He was also in Lessons in Chemistry, which surprised me.
And he did a documentary called The Evolution of Bliss.
And he did a documentary? The Geography of Bliss is something he wrote. So that'll be the book group, or the book circle.
Read what this says down there.
A delicious smorgasbord of existential philosophy, self-reflection, social science, and Star Trek. And then the other one says, an electrifying manifesto on how to transform the world from the inside out. Let Soul Boom ignite and inspire you.
Kaboom.
Kaboom. There we go. Soul Boom. Is this a current book? Did it just come out? Has it been
It
out?
just came out.
Just came out, okay.
It is less expensive, I mean, it's more expensive than normal books on Kindle. And the paperback hasn't come out yet, but it's really a good book.
Okay, Angelica says, a little more expensive than some of the other books that you'll find, but it's really, really good. No paperback yet, it's only on Kindle and hardcover. Do not save the date, that's our next slide. Any thought you had of saving the date is gone now because we have postponed, wow, that's glaring. We have postponed the celebration of the 40th anniversary. So it's too much going on in
The
January.
whole year is a celebration of the 40th anniversary.
Oh,
We're
okay.
just putting off the big party because the next day. hopefully
Next
that's
slide.
on the next slide. Nope.
Okay.
So Sunday the 21st happens to be Ernest Holmes' birthday. So we are going to take the entertainment that we had planned for Saturday night, and we're going to do that during the Sunday morning celebration. I probably will be giving a 2-minute talk, if that. So it's not like we're totally canceling our celebration, just the big party. We will have a big party later on during the year. Next year is also my 10th year here.
Wow.
So I thought that that's when we should do the elegant party, so that'll be in August. We'll be past twice nice. Yeah, we'll have dinner and a dance and all kinds of fun stuff. So, thank you.
Thank you. Everybody's going to Angelica's, yay.
Well, we would fit in the backyard.
We would, yeah.
I like an indoor-outdoor picnic.
And next year is also actually 30 years since my wife and I met here. So, yeah, hard to believe that, yeah. Wow. Well, thank you. She's a very patient woman. All right, she's nodding yes. The Alaskan cruise is scheduled for May. A reminder, if you'd like to take part, go on it. Where did Burl go? There she is. Make sure to see Burl and talk to Burl about the cruise. Alaska, having cruised it twice, is absolutely striking. It's kind of like, if you haven't been there, it's like Humboldt County on steroids. The mountains are higher, the trees are a little lower, but it's really just beautiful, especially this particular cruise, which we've gone on before. Bev, did you want to make a comment? Are you here about Bridge House Christmas? No? Well, there you see all the wrappers from Bridge House Christmas. So thank you to everybody who helped with Bridge House Christmas, with getting the wrapping all done.
Nice smiles.
We don't want to take a picture.
The rappers, did they have a band?
This event, the Bridge House Wrappers. There we go. That's what we'll call them. Okay, the bookstore. Let's see what's going on with the bookstore. Books make great gifts. How about that? All books except Reverend Angelica's and except used books are 20% off. Those the racks of books in the other room. The little pantry needs to be fed, especially this time of year. We donate non-perishable foods to our local community. If you have food that you would like to donate, please bring it by. It goes through it very quickly. And in addition to that, Walk in Awe is here Mondays from noon to 4. If you want to bring it. Not this Monday, though, because that will be Christmas.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But we will be here from 1 probably till 3:30 or something, so if somebody wants to drop something by then, they can.
If you come to the Christmas dinner, you could bring something else to put in the little pantry. That would be a nice thing. All right, with that all out of the way, this month's theme is celebration, and what's going to happen next is I'm going to introduce my brother from another mother, Edward, who will do the contemplative meditation. He's the one who was out in the sun more as we were kids. And then Edward will introduce Reverend Angelica.
Does that make you a bro, Mom?
Merry Christmas. Good morning and Merry Christmas, everybody. For those that are on Zoom, because I think everybody here kind of knows the score, but what we do is that I will read something usually, and at that point we'll have like a moment of silent reflection. Jackson will sing and bring us out of that, and then we bring our beloved Reverend up. But I'm not doing that today. It's Christmas, so I have the right. For me, Christmas symbolizes the end of the old and new beginnings for the new. And for many of us, this year has been both trying and blissful. We've lost a lot of very dear, very important people this year, but we've also gained a lot of new friends. And so I want to acknowledge that. And also I have come in contact with a few people who feel that Christmas leaves them out. They think that it's more of a Christian holiday and it's not really geared for everyone. So I'm here right now to explode that myth totally. First of all, what I wanted to say is that Christmas, as we celebrate it now, is pretty much a myth. It's myth-riddled, all the way from the Nativity to Santa Claus. Christmas, as we celebrate it now, was the work of Constantine the Great, about 500 years after the death of Jesus, after the death of all his apostles, and everybody else that knew him. Constantine was a great politician. He was hailed as the first Roman Caesar who was Christian, but all of the biblical scholars now state that that's not the case. He was Christian in name only, but he was still pagan in belief because he was a very devout pagan. The first council of Nicaea, which happened in ancient Turkey, is where a lot of the concepts of the Bible were changed by Constantine. Because being a politician, he realized that they would not be able to continue trying to eradicate Christianity from Rome. The more they killed, the more they created martyrs. And those martyrs created bigger and bigger pools of Christians. So being the smart politician that he was, he decided to merge the current beliefs of the empire, which were pagan, with Christianity and create something new that was palatable to both Christians and pagans. December 25th was actually a holiday in Rome that celebrated the sun god, Mithra. And it was a day that was very special to most of the pagans. So by meeting with the council, they decided to also put that as the birth date of Jesus. And that made a big celebration for everyone. Everyone was included, both Christians and pagan. The main accomplishments of that was that they established the roles of the Father, the Son, and Holy Ghost. And that's where Jesus was elevated to the status of the only Son of God and, a deity. But actually, and this is taken from Time Magazine 12/23/2015, and from the Bell newspaper, which is from Gordon College. Authors Nicole Dupuy and Ashley Ross. They say the accounts surrounding his birth are from Matthew and Luke. Now, those are the only really accounts, and they all differ, and they're all very vague. Jesus was said to have been born under the rule of Herod the Great. According to Luke's interpretation, he started his ministry at 30 years old. If you count back from the time that Luke says he started that ministry to his birth, that would have put him around 1 BC. However, Herod the Great died 4 BC. So that's an inaccurate account. It may have been altered in the Council of Nicaea. But anyway, we don't know when Jesus was actually born because the Jews of his time period believed that recording births was a pagan thing, so they didn't do that. So there is no actual record of the time that Jesus was born. There is a record of Jesus' lost years in the Hindu Vedas and different places. So that puts him as traveling to the east to get a lot of his knowledge. Jesus was probably not born in the winter time because, for one thing, Mary was in her late 3rd trimester. And the nearest census to Jesus' supposed birth was in 2 BC. So if, in fact, Joseph had to make a pilgrimage from Nazareth to Bethlehem, which is also doubtful and being in question, he would have had to do that 90 miles through below 0 temperatures and rain. Now, with Mary being in her 3rd trimester, I doubt that happened. No husband is going to do that. Not to their wives that they love.
Especially for a virgin.
Exactly. Well, who's having a baby that they didn't create? Yeah. So more than likely, Jesus was born in the spring because they did have travel time during the census. The census happened every 5 years. So they did give travel time to people to go from wherever they lived to their ancestral home. And Jesus was probably conceived in Nazareth rather than Bethlehem, but Bethlehem is where the prophecies stated that the Messiah would come from. So to make him the Messiah, he had to have been born in Bethlehem. Also, what proves that he was in the spring is that the Gospels do say that Jesus had shepherds in the field at his birth. Luke says that. Shepherds in the field would not be there below 0 temperatures with rain. So that's probably in the spring that Jesus was actually born. Jesus was born in a stable? Nope. They said there was no room in the inn, and there was this manger or the stable behind the inn or whatever where they gave Joseph and them to lay down. The homes of that time were multi-tiered. And on the first floor, they brought their animals in during the winter months to both add warmth to the house with more body heat and to shelter them from the cold. All of the humans lived on the 2nd and 3rd tiers. But travelers during the census were always welcome in different homes, probably as a source of revenue for that home. So when Joseph and Mary, if they did make that pilgrimage, got to that home would have, of course, probably been full. So they didn't have any place to put them, so they put them on the first floor with the animals, which also makes it a untruth about the 3 wise men. Because the myth of the 3 wise men following the star is an old Iranian myth. And it's a myth of where a child, a leader, was supposed to be born according to the stars. So the 3 wise men were probably not kings, but astronomers who based their lives and everything based on the stars. Now, it's 900 miles from the Middle East, where they were supposed to come from Babylon, to go to Bethlehem or what have you. So more than likely, they didn't find Jesus as a baby. They found him as a toddler, you know. And the records show that Jesus, at that time, there was no animals around, and Jesus was also in a proper home. So that's probably a myth. In fact, there are some legends that say that that was actually something that happened more to Buddha or one of the other people than it was Jesus. Santa Claus originates from the Dutch Sinterklaas.
You're taking, I'm doing some of that.
Oh, okay,
stuff.
okay, well, let me stop. But anyway, what I wanted to say, in conclusion, real quick, okay. Yeah. Anyway, Christmas is a time that that the world is able to celebrate their inner child and show their best selves. This is a time where we are able to embrace each other, to get outside of ourselves and embrace others and do things for others. We are very powerful beings. We create and recreate our environment every day, every minute of the day. And we create the world that we live in. We will create the world that we're going to. So during this reflection moment, I would like you to take a few minutes and ask yourself, what type of world will I create? Because your creation also affects everybody around you. So what am I going to create for myself? What am I going to create for all of those around me that I care about? What are we going to do this year to make it better than the last one? And we'll go into meditation.
When I walked in the room, I sensed the presence, and I knew this was a place where love abounds. For this is the temple, the God of love abides here. We are standing in the presence on holy ground.
As we gather in this sacred space on this Christmas Eve, we know that we are in the presence of divinity. We sense the divinity in each other. We sense the divinity in this world. We know that we are in the presence of love because love is inherent in each and every one of us. Each and every one of us has that higher self, that higher motivation. And I declare on behalf of each and every one of us right now that that higher self will be actualized in the year coming. I know that it is within our realm of possibility to make this a wonderful world, a world where there is no longer hunger and pain, where the homeless are no longer invisible to us, but celebrated by us and helped in every possible way that we are able to do so. I know that God is the one. And I know that we are all manifestations of that one. And being so, we have all of the powers that are infused in us from being a part of that whole. We create our environment. We create the world that we live in. And I know that this year, that world will be magnificent. And I'm grateful for this knowledge. And I celebrate it by pushing it and relegating it into the law of God, knowing that I cannot be denied, nor can any of us be denied. And so it is.
We are standing on holy ground, and I know that there are angels all around. Let us feel God's love right now, right now. That sweet presence here with me on holy ground.
Thank you, Jackson. And through the love of God, I would like to present our beloved minister, Reverend Angelica.
All right.
Uh-oh.
That was scary. All right. Well, good morning. Happy Christmas Eve. I know it's going to be a fabulous time for us. I know that before I begin the talk, I want to make mention of the fact that I know that the holidays are hard for some people. And so I'm hoping that if you're one of them, that your presence here this morning is uplifted. There's nothing wrong with grieving. There's nothing wrong with feeling disappointed or any of the other feelings we have. But for an hour, well, a half an hour now, allow yourself to be uplifted because you are loved and we appreciate you being here this morning. So I love the history that Edward was giving us. However, I wanted my time. So it's kind of rude by going, stop. So I should have done it like stop in the name of love or something like that.
Yeah, but you're the boss.
Yeah, I'm the boss. So most of us were raised with this wonderful story of Jesus and how he was born in a manger by Mary, etc. But if you actually read the two scriptures that are in the Bible, they don't mention the donkeys or the lambs or any of these things that we've been raised with. All of that has come about through, as Edward said, through the Nicene Council and various other kings who wanted the religion to go the way they believed it should. For instance, those of you who are stuck to the King James Bible, guess what? He changed a lot of what was in the Bible before. He made it politically correct for him, you might say. And then, of course, they named it after him, right? King James Bible. So, but one of the things I want to tell you is that the same story about the birth of a child to a virgin, etc., has been in many, many traditions, faith traditions around the world. So I picked a few of them. One is Indra. He was born in Tibet in 725 BC. He's said to have been born to save the world, born to a virgin. And he was also crucified, after which he ascended. Krishna is said to have been born of the Virgin Devaki. And an angel announced to her, "In thy delivery, O favored among women, all nations shall have cause to rejoice." Does that sound familiar? Krishna was born in a cave, heralded by a star. Wise men brought him gifts. He began talking immediately upon being born. King Kansa ordered the slaughter of all the male children born the same night as Krishna. And Krishna performed many miracles and was crucified. And then you go to Egypt. Horus was born of the Virgin Isis in Egypt around 1550 BC. He received gifts from 3 kings and also died on the cross. Our Christmas story involves a star that's shining so brightly that shepherds and wise men are led to follow it. Now, that was amazing what Edward said, 900 miles for the wise men, and or the astrologers, you might say, the magi, and 90 miles for Joseph and Mary. I mean, that's a long ways when you're walking and riding on a horse, isn't it? So this holiday season, we've been celebrating the light through various spiritual traditions, and today tomorrow we're celebrating the coming of the Christ light, and that light is something that is within each and every one of us and shines as brightly as we will allow it to. Please notice that I said, as we will allow it to. I know that even as a little girl, I knew there was something about me that was different. I loved spirituality. And yet, anytime I tried to do anything with it, I used to have these little Christmas plays in our playroom at our house. And my mother would get upset because, the things that I would have people say and stuff like that. But I was shut down. So that I then began to acquire or embody what is now known as a Messiah complex, right? If you really speak your truth, they're going to kill you. And yet, times are a little bit different now. Though I was thinking about this, I actually read an email this morning from the Anglican priestess Nadia Bolins, I can't remember what her last name is, this morning, and she said that the time that Jesus was supposedly born and the times that are happening right now in the Middle East are very similar. There was war, there was famine, children got killed, etc., etc. When we look at all of the different traditions, another one of them is that winter solstice. That's when the Yule was begun to be celebrated. And Yule was really about the light, bringing back the light, right? And, I have this image of, a village or a town with families going up into the hills all around, lighting their Yule fires, and doing their traditional family things. And being able to see all this light all the way around and knowing that something different is going to happen after the Yule. To me, winter solstice is about a renewal period. It's about a period of having been in the darkness, and then the sun and the earth shifts its positions, and that to me signifies our own shift, a dawning of a new awareness, perhaps a greater turning toward the light that is in me, the light that is in you, the light that is in everything. I remember years ago, in a science class, I think it was, Carillion photography had just come out. And our teacher kept showing us leaves of different plants and taking pictures of them, and even a leaf that was brown, you know, an autumn leaf that had fallen off the tree and was dead, still had light all around it. And that so impressed me because I realized that absolutely everything is made of light. And our book circle just finished reading this book called Observer, in which some really interesting things happen. But one of the things that I got out of it was that there is this divine energy that is light or life, whatever you want to call it, and it is everywhere present all the time. Everywhere present. And yet there's times when we don't remember that. And so to me, all of these holidays are about remembering who we really are. So here's this whole idea of the Feast of Midwinter also brought about a bunch of holidays in different traditions and festivals, etc. For instance, the reemergence of Amaratus, the sun goddess of Japanese mythology, is practiced around this time. The Feast of Bacchus from the ancient Romans, and a name I can't pronounce, so I'm not going to try it. The sacred festivals of China are each a unique and special celebration of the light. The Festival of Lights that we talked about last week, Hanukkah, this is all about marking the beauty and the majesty of the light, and that's light with a capital L for me. The coming of lighter days, the warming of our earth, the blessings of divine light, they're also seen in the Hindu festival of the Makara Sankranti. And the Purshata, the ritual of the early Norse peoples, this is one I want to look at more. I haven't found out that I'm basically Norwegian, celebrated Hertha, the goddess of light, domesticity, and the home. And then there's the festival of Cronus of the ancient Greeks, the Yule of the Viking Age. The early Roman Sol Invictus, or conquering in the sun, dates back centuries. The Yule of the Wiccans and the Sevai Sistine, or Middle Eastern Night of Winter, demonstrate the importance of the light, that inner essence, that spiritual illumination that brightens and lifts the innate divine human spirit. So in just about every faith tradition you can imagine, there is this idea of the light. Some tell you that the light is up there. Some tell you that the light is in everything. That's where we are. I was going to look up light in the glossary of the Science of Mind, but I forgot to bring my book, so when you go home, you look it up in your book. If you have one. If you don't, the bookstore's open. So this idea for tomorrow, this is the Christ light. The Christ, the word Christ means the anointed one. And do you know that you are each the anointed one? You're alive. You're here. So you are one of the anointed ones. And so we're celebrating this light born again in each one of us. And so what I'm going to ask us to do is take a little time tomorrow and let that light extend beyond your home, beyond the city of Eureka, beyond the county of Humboldt, beyond the state of California, and beyond our country even, and let's extend this love out into the world. And to me, love is the expression of the light, that capital L light. And what I want, when Edward mentions think about what you want, and we can create it, I want us to bring peace. Years and years and years ago, I decided that I was going to see world peace in my lifetime. And there has been little glimmers of it here and there, but then something happens and war breaks out somewhere. And so I'm going to invite all of us, to participate in this creation of peace on earth. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm in the planning stages for next year. It might be the contemplative part of our service might turn toward meditating on peace. Wednesday night might be peace, something or other. But I know that together, I'm strong in my own self, but together we're infinitely stronger. And it's time. I'm going to end with a poem by Dr. Maya Angelou called Amazing Peace, a Christmas poem. Thunder rumbles in the mountain passes, and lightning rattles the eaves of our houses. Floodwaters await us in our avenues. Snow falls upon snow to avalanche over unprotected villages. The sky slips low and gray and threatening. We question ourselves. What have we done to so affront nature? We worry God. Are you there? Are you there really? Does the covenant you made with us still hold? Into this climate of fear and apprehension, Christmas enters, streaming lights of joy, ringing bells of hope, and singing carols of forgiveness high up in the bright air. The world is encouraged to come away from rancor, come the way of friendship. It is the glad season. Thunder ebbs to silence and lightning sleeps quietly in the corner. Floodwaters recede into memory. Snow becomes a yielding cushion to aid us as we make our way to higher ground. Hope is born again in the faces of children. It rides on the shoulders of our aged as they walk into their sunsets. Hope spreads around the earth, brightening all things, even hate which crouches breeding in dark corridors. In our joy, we think we hear a whisper. At first it is too soft, then only half heard. We listen carefully as it gathers strength. We hear a sweetness. The word is peace. It is loud now. It is louder, louder than the explosion of bombs. We tremble at the sound. We are thrilled by its presence. It is what we have hungered for, not just the absence of war, but true peace. A harmony of spirit, a comfort of courtesies, security for our beloveds and their beloveds. We clap hands and we welcome the peace of Christmas. We beckon this good season to wait a while with us. We, Baptist and Buddhist, Methodist and Muslims, say, come, peace. Come fill us and our world with your majesty. We, the Jew and the Jainist, the Catholic and the Confucian, implore you to stay a while with us, so we may learn by your shimmering light how to look beyond complexion and see community. It is Christmas time, a halting of hate time. On this platform of peace, we can create a language to translate ourselves and to each other. At this holy instant, we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ into the great religions of the world. We jubilate the precious advent of trust. We shout with glorious tongues at the coming of hope. All the earth's tribes loosen their voices to celebrate the promise of peace. We, angels and mortals, believers and non-believers, look heavenward and speak the word out loud, peace. We look at our world and we speak the word out loud, peace. We look at each other and then into ourselves and we say without shyness or apology or hesitation, peace, my brother, peace, my sister, peace, my soul. Take a breath. And let's have our affirmation. Celebrating the season, I allow the light that is abundant in my life and my affairs to spread outwards into the world, creating peace and harmony. And let's go into prayer. How grateful I am to remember that this life that I'm living, that everyone is living, is divine life. There is no other but the divine. And so we celebrate that in our hearts, in our minds, in the way we live our lives. We celebrate that in our words and in our actions. We celebrate light. That divine light that illuminates every cell and atom of our bodies, every cell and atom of everything that exists, be it animate or inanimate. It is all light. And knowing that with our thoughts and our feelings, we can change experiences that we're having, I now declare that we are thinking peace. We're allowing ourselves to be bringers of peace, activators of peace. We allow our own actions to be peaceful. We celebrate this divine idea of peace, knowing that love is the way to it. And so we allow ourselves to love our neighbors and our friends and our families and the people around the world. We allow ourselves to love the plants and the animals and the insects. We allow ourselves to love the fish and the sea and the waters and the rain and the snow and the air, the earth that we're standing on. There is not one thing in our experience that doesn't deserve our love. And so we move forward and express ourselves lovingly, kindly, compassionately. This is our gift, our Christmas gift to the world. This idea of living in peace, of being peace, of knowing peace absolutely everywhere. And we're grateful for this. We're grateful that we get to live at a time when we can make such a difference. So I release these words into divine law, knowing that they are already so, and so it is. And Edward is our musician this morning, so let's give him a hand. I keep looking at this thinking, wow, Amie does such an amazing job. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's incredible to be married to such a creative lady. The song I'm going to do for you today is a very, very beautiful one. It's called Everything Must Change, and it's written by Bernard Eigner, I guess it's pronounced. And this is a Quincy Jones version. But I wanted to give the lyrics because the lyrics are very, very beautiful, as well as the melody. So since I wasn't gifted with the silver tones of a good voice to sing, I can play the melody for you in a few minutes. And this reminds me of something that I follow. It's the words of a very ancient, very old philosopher from way back in the Middle Ages. I think his name was Scott Marcus. It says, change your thinking, change your life. And as we know, everything changes. You know, like our bodies are not the same as they were when we were children because there's not an atom in your body that is original. So everything changes, everything moves. That's our philosophy. We know this. So his lyrics say, everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone will change. No one stays the same. The young become the old, and mysteries do unfold. because that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of, except rain falls from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Or at least they try. Okay, let's see if my band in the box works.
It's a big band.
Yeah. It's a big box. And I do have
That's a
an end
long
to this.
cord.
I know, there's an end to it somewhere. Just
I
haven't
don't
looked.
believe it, I think it just goes no further.
Ah, there it is. I'm taking a new cordless version of the microphone and sticking over here, I think.
Pretty cool.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and it doesn't work, so that's okay too. That's okay too. Oh, one back first.
Don't trip on the wire.
You gotta turn it on first. Okay. Thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Lovely. Edward, and where did Amy go? Oh, there's and Amy. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. All right, as we get to the final section of our service for today, we will share our gifts. So we have James, and if somebody would help James, Lori will help James. The plate will be passed along. We have an affirmation, an offering affirmation, which we will say together. I gratefully give from the fullness of my abundance, knowing my gift blesses this center, all in it and beyond, and so it is. And if you're out of the area or want to donate later, we'll have the address on screen for you, and the band will play. I know the song because we're Peter, Paul, and Mary. What was it? Stolen. A stolen? Okay. That's absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much. All right. And as we accept these gifts, we know that there is only one energy. It is in everything, all things, in all times. And in these donations presented to the Center for Spiritual Living, there is peace, there is love, and there is healing. And we release this energy into the universe knowing it is already contributing to a better, more peaceful world and peace in the present day as well as into the future. And so it is. Okay, what we're going to need next is somebody to read our community statement of inclusion. And let me find where that is. Also, as a reminder, Edward and Amy, I guess, have brought food. And there is going to be food in the other room for those who would like to partake. Practitioners are available. Our practitioners today are myself, Susan, Edward, there he is. Are you waiting to come up?
I'll do it. I'm not wanting you to have a blank podium, so I thought I'd just right in there.
You've learned from the Toastmaster rule. Never leave an empty platform. And I also wanted to say then, after the community statement of inclusion, we would do the closing song, the peace song. Yes?
Also, before everybody leaves, if we can take a photograph of some of everyone's holiday outfits.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay. After we have completed the peace song, Mary Ann, who handles our Instagram account, would like a picture of anybody who is wearing something holiday-ish. We'll come up here and we'll take a photograph of that. And when we do the peace song, incidentally, it's not a requirement. It used to be a tradition, and you don't have to do it. But feel free, if the person next to you feels comfortable holding hands with you, to hold hands. It's something we had done for a long time. Not a requirement. If you don't want to do that, by all means, do not. But if you would like to, and the person...
Last Sunday we had our own little...
There was I saw a little group going on over here. All right. So not wanting to leave the platform empty, Tiffany, you...
Sorry. Let's not hold hands right now.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff going around.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why I'm hugless.
You're hugless? Now we've quit teasing you enough. It's right there. It'll be on the screen
Nice
too.
sweater.
And then Donna will.
Yes.
I made it with a glue gun.
Great secret.
We, the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living, are a community that celebrates diversity, fosters inclusion, champions inner work, and creates space for brave, vulnerable conversations. We are a community that honors the unique emanation of God that each person embodies and advocates with people for human rights and dignity for all. We are a community that blesses each other, sees sacredness in all life, remains learners and listeners so that we may grow together, and understands that oneness is not sameness. We know our beloved community is revealed more fully when we love each other well.
Thank you, Tiffany. Please stand and sing with me a peace song.